A section of the Ghanaian public are backing the push to cap the number of ministers, deputies, as well as constituencies in the country. It follows a Constitutional Review Consultative Committee's proposal to cap the number of ministers at 25 and the removal of all deputy and regional ministers as part of a comprehensive constitutional reform. Listen to Chair of the Constitutional Review Consultative Committee, Clara Berry Kasati, and a member of the committee, Anthony Forson Jr. They spoke on Newsfile.
Even talking about removal of all deputy ministers.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
What's the basis for that suggestion?
We are cutting down the size of government.
So we cap the ministers. Our recommendation is to cap ministers at 25.
25.
Not more than 25. Ghana doesn't need more than 25 ministers to run.
Interesting.
Revolutionary.
25 ministers.
Yes. No deputy ministers.
No deputies.
No. And it's capped.
Yes.
It's not in a situation like where Akufo-Addo, surprised all of us. 126 ministers.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And constituencies too should be capped. Now we have already have
275 with the possibility of 276 with SAL.
Exactly.
Yes. And there has been a debate that we have known for a long while now that people were actually lacing their boots for a total of 25 new constituencies to be created.
The EC has come out to say that
yes, I get it.
Only one.
Yes, I get it. Yeah. You are saying it should be capped.
It should be capped. We don't need more than 277 constituencies.
So for Parliament, you are not asking for a reduced number. You want it to stay at where it is.
It's almost impossible. It will be very difficult to reduce it. If we say that let's reduce it, I mean the acrimony. So which one will be the lesser evil? Cap it.
Cap it. Mm. But the interesting point is the deputy ministers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All will go.
Why?
Regional ministers too, all will go.
Oh.
Reacting to the development, some citizens who interacted with JoyNews said the proposal, when implemented, will go a long way to cut down public expenditure while addressing the age-old corruption canker in the country.
The 25 as being proposed, it's not a bad deal, but we need to get the right people. 25 people can even cause more damage than, let's say, the over 200 that we have at the moment. So if they're 25, they are competent enough and they are less corrupt, I think it will go a long way to help us. Because looking at the current number we have, it comes with a lot of expenditure. They have their personal assistants. It's a whole lot. So in my view, I think the numbers doesn't matter most. But let's get the right people who have the country at heart.
Still is too much. But if that is what they will stand for it, okay, let's say every government that's come to power, not more than 25 ministers. If you can make it less, then make it less. But don't go above 25. You see? Because, I mean, look at what is going on in this country. Things are falling apart, and then you have almost 100+ ministers, and then you are calling yourself a president. People are complaining, you are not listening to them, and you are still keeping those ministers.
They should reduce them. Even to me, 20 will be okay, because previously they weren't up to the current number and things were quite going on well, but recently now things are not even going on well. They should reduce them. Some are not even doing their work. Yeah, as said, I think they should reduce the number.
Well, I've been joined by Dr. Asas Hunter. He's a senior political science lecturer at the Political Science Department at the University of Ghana. Doc, I'm grateful for your time. You've been advocating for this for quite some time now. It must come as a relief.
Good news. I'm happy, and I take consolation in the fact that people are listening, the think tanks and all that. You remember, we've done discussion on this, yourself, your good self, Blessed and all that, where I talked about that. We need 19. I will go down because my proposal is that let's have 19. If you read the Constitution, it tells us that we have a minimum of 10 and maximum of 19 minutes, cabinet ministers. Remember, cabinet is made up of senior most ministers who assist the head of state to take important decisions in the state. So if you look at all the rest of the ministers, very serious issues are discussed with cabinet. So we don't need the rest of the ministers. That's why I have argued over the period that we need 19. When you get the 19, then out of the 19, you take 16 who would double as regional ministers. So 16 of them will be regional ministers at the same time ministers of state. So take for instance, you have somebody who is a Greater Accra regional minister and at the same time minister of defense for that matter. You'll be left with 3, and 3 we can hand it over to single ministers. All right, so you can give it to one of the biggest, being finance. Finance will be a loan, and you have maybe defense, and you have another 3. But the 16 will double as regional ministers and at the same time ministers of state. Then how do you support them? You support them with the top civil servants who will constitute the bureaucracy. They will support these ministers to deliver. So you have a minister wherever his office will be. It's in Accra. Yes, obviously will be in Accra, but controlling a particular region, and then civil servants assisting him. That creates more room for more civil servants to be employed, trained, so that later they can fill into the shoes of the experienced one. I think that is what I have said over the years. So I'm happy that this Constitutional Review Committee have found it interesting to also take the conversation a notch further. It depends, but I don't want 25. I still want the 19.
Doc,
and then out of the 19, you take regional ministers from that, and then no deputies.
Doc, there are those who feel that removing deputies, for instance, will cause a problem in the event that any of these ministers is not available, either because he is under the carpet, under the weather, or is on an assignment elsewhere. I mean, if you look at Article 60, the Constitution is deliberate about the vice president being there when the president is unavailable. And so in the event where these ministers would even be playing double roles and they do not have deputies, in the event that they are unwell or they have to attend to other businesses, what then happens?
With all due respect, they don't know the workings of the ministry, the bureaucracy, how they work. Even without minister, the ministry continues to work under the chief director. So they are the faces of the ministry. Except that they are politically neutral. They don't take all the blames and praises and all that. But they do the paid work, all the work they do. And then the minister takes up. Without the ministry, you and I are alive to a situation in this country where Papa Uchiankama acted for 2 ministries. We have seen a number of such issues. And they perform. The other minister was not there. Then they add another one to you, and you perform. How do they work the magic? It's just the bureaucracy, the technical officers, the civil servants. They will support. Government will come, government will go. These people will be there. Without deputies, I can tell you without fear of contradiction that the bureaucracy will live up to expectation as they've done over the years. So that's it. But we should be careful that this will not also open the floodgates for government to also smuggle in special assistance, special aid. We don't need all of them. We don't need all of them because whatever skill set that we need, the bureaucracy has and has more. Once we depend on that, that's it. That's it. I am also of the view that fast forward, we need to have bodies that will be attached to we set them up so that in case of economic difficulty, we have a group such as the state sort of think tank that about 100 people or 60, the number, we can work things out. Who will sit down, reflect on if it's an economic issue and come out with solutions. So we go into IMF, you give it to about 100 of them who constitute a body, drawn from, the good news is that we have people who draw salary from government payroll and put them together. I tell you, they will prescribe economic solutions, they will prescribe political solutions, and whatever solutions you need. And then, look, they will not even need much money or anything of that sort. For instance, if you put a team together and say, we are looking for a political solution for this country, for instance, I'm ready to work without a dime, just that my name will go into the annals of this country that when his country was in difficulty, he also rose up to the occasion. That's all scholarship is all about. So we should also gravitate towards that, so that we have a body that quickly we will fall on them. Advanced countries, they have people like that. So the bodies are there. They fall on them that, hey, what do we do? We are in economic crunch. What is the way forward? They suggest something, we work with it. That, then we are showing seriousness. But I believe that, yes, what we are talking about is but we should also extend the conversation to the judiciary. Let's place a cap on it. The U.S. Supreme Court is made up of 9 members who sit at a go. They listen to 50 cases a year. Why do we have what? 15. And so what? Saying that there are vacancy for 3 and more. No. We have to do the needful. The U.S. example is that we can look at it where out of the 9 judges have the top lawyers in the state. Some of them are picked and what? They work under each of the Supreme Court judges. Each of them has over 10 crack lawyers who work under it, collect data and help them to write their report. And they listen to 50 cases a year. What it means is that, look, government may come, government may go. A time will come that you don't need to even put anybody in the court because nobody has resigned. And that tells you that, look, you are doing something serious about what? Public affairs. You are ensuring accountability and value for money. Why do you put so many in office? And then when they retire, by their conditions of service, we are supposed to pay them till they die. The payment is not a problem, but the number we can reduce and still pay them. If it is 7, if it is 9 we want to maintain, let's maintain that and then pay them when they retire till they die.
I'm grateful for your time. Dr. Asante, Senior Political Science Lecturer at the University of Ghana, is also the Executive Director of the Center for European Studies at the University of Ghana.